Hello and welcome back to another update on the VT Tech Puppet. It's been nearly a month because getting the rest of his head printed out and assembled took a lot longer than I thought it would. And then when I did get it all printed out, there didn't really seem to be enough there to show for it, and I decided that I needed to get his face attached before I made a video. So I figured all that out as well. Anyway, let me show you what I've been up to. Well, here he is. If he looks absolutely massive, that's because he is. In fact, his sheer size and the amount of filament needed is why it took so long to print, and why this video is nearly a month after the last one. Since the start of the project, I've been using superglue and UV resin to hold his various parts together. But as I was going along, I kept noticing the joints were failing. So, as all this needs to be covered up eventually anyway, I decided to try my hand at a technique some refer to as plastic welding, but it's most commonly known as melting pieces of plastic together with a soldering iron. If I really wanted to, I could neaten up the joints with a file and some sandpaper, but as I said, it's all going to be covered up anyway, so there's not really any point. Now, because he's a mechanical puppet, there's a strong chance that he's eventually going to need some maintenance. And as they were fiddly enough to work with when I had full access, trying to repair his mechanisms through his neck hole just wasn't going to happen. Which is why I've designed and added these magnet mounts at 9 points around his face to make it easily removable if needs be. And once I add the foam padding and fur, I should be able to totally hide the seam. That's the theory anyway. You've probably noticed as well, but while I was waiting for the parts to print, I sanded and painted his nose and gave it a resin coating to seal it. Likewise, I painted up the inside of his mouth and gave that a resin coat as well. I think the resin helps to give the mouth a bit of a wet look, which is really what you want from the mouth. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. Obviously, he still needs to have the aforementioned foam and fur coating applied, but before that I need to make some kind of arm mounting system, because he's a lot heavier than I anticipated or ever intended for him to be. And while he is still manageable, I need to get a lot of the weight away from my wrist and have it be carried by my arm, or else his mechanisms will be impossible to operate. For now though, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, then leave us a like and a subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.